Over the course of the next few videos, I will show you what I will be making for my Valentine's Day feast this year. Our family tradition has always been to do a all pink and red themed feast for Valentine's Day. The kids love it, I loved it as a kid, and it's kind of fun to try to come up with like different variations of red pink things. We do salmon, we've done pink mashed potatoes, we've done like roasted beets. I've shown some of those recipes before. This year, well, you should stay tuned actually and see all the other dishes because they're lovely. But to kick it off, we are doing the least red themed thing I've ever done, but it's gonna be cute and Valentine's-y in a different way. I'm making a butter lettuce salad with an herbed red wine vinaigrette and fried goat cheese medallions in the shape of a heart. And I'm also gonna slice some radishes on top, so there'll be a little pop of red coming through. The first thing I'm gonna get started with is a nut slash salad accompaniment slash quick savory snack slash crunchy little topping I've been adding to my cottage cheese, which is a spiced flaked almond that is truly out of this world. I'm gonna get started by adding, let's say that's 3 cups of flaked almonds, little thin sliced almonds like so. And to my flaked almonds, I'm going to add a generous splash of olive oil. Let's say that's 1/4 cup. And I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. And now for the fun part, cumin seed, which looks like so, and adds that beautiful earthy, faintly spiced je ne sais quoi to this dish. But that's not the weirdest spice that's going on here, because you know what? Love is about constantly keeping people on their toes and excited and adventurous and trying new things. So we are going to be using one of my all-time favorite seasonings that I feel are so currently, although well, let's make a prediction that they are going to become super popular over the next few months, but currently underrated seasonings in America, which are nigella seeds. And they kind of look like black sesame seeds. They have this like faint oniony flavor. They are majestic in everything bagel seasoning. And I'm kind of going wild and crazy here. 1/4 cup of nigella. If you're gonna bother to order this off Amazon, go ahead and add 1/4 cup to your mix here. Salt. Plenty of salt. Toss all that together. Let the olive oil help the spices coat all these flaked almonds. Okay, let's taste. Oh yeah, delightful. If you like it spicy, I highly recommend adding a little dash of chili flake. But because my children will be joining me for the Valentine's Day meal, I will not be adding it today. This whole tray gets popped into a 350-degree oven. I am not even gonna bother trying to give you a precise amount of time that it's gonna stay in there, because nuts, as we know, are super temperamental and cook really fast, especially delicate flaked almonds like this. Like, you're gonna have to just stay around the oven. And every couple minutes you're gonna go in there and shake the pan to make sure that everything is getting golden brown and crisp. It's an art, not a science. One thing to tell you, I popped my goat cheese in the freezer, maybe like right before we started filming. So I just wanted to be as cold as possible before I try to shape it into the heart-shaped medallions, just so it doesn't get too sticky, but I don't want it to freeze. Let's make the salad dressing really fast. This is a simple, beautiful red wine vinaigrette. If you make nothing else from this dish, remember this vinaigrette recipe, because you will have it on salads forever and ever. It's so good. Okay, the first step to building a really flavorful but subtle balance of flavors in the vinaigrette is to have your onion component sitting in your acid for as long as possible before you end up eating it. So that just, the acid really mellows everything out. It's cooking it, quote unquote, it's like curing it in a way. So it takes the bite off of an onion or a shallot in our case, and really mellows out that beautiful flavor. Plus, it means that all the liquid is sort of soaking up some of that oniony flavor, which just further builds out a really complete and cohesive vinaigrette. So we're gonna mince up our shallot. Nice small mince, you don't want any big bites of onion in your salad. So we're gonna slice across a few times and then coming across at this angle. This was a very large shallot, so I would say 1 small shallot or half a medium-sized shallot is plenty. Scoop that together and into the base of your jar. I like to gently smash 1 clove just to break it up a little bit. And I'm not gonna chop it up. I'm literally gonna leave it whole. And it's just gonna help scent the vinaigrette, but not actually be garlic all throughout, because we want it to be a gentle, welcoming scent of garlic. Red wine vinegar, because it's Valentine's Day. You could use white wine vinegar. You could use apple cider vinegar, but we're getting our red in where we can. Go ahead and add a nice pinch of salt now. Solid teaspoon of salt. Swirl those together and let that sit off for 5-10 minutes. All I'm looking for is for the shallots to really have a time to break down and start to really release their flavor and soften and mellow up a little bit before I add the rest of my ingredients. Let's go ahead and pull off some tarragon leaves, stripping these lovely, delicate, almost, it's not licorice, but there's like that anise quality to tarragon that is very refreshing, tastes like spring, and goes beautifully with goat cheese. When herbs have lots of flavor, like tarragon does, you don't really need to go overboard on them. So just gather together a little pile. Let's say that's maybe 2 to 3 tablespoons. And really gently, we're gonna go through and finely ribbon these tarragon leaves. All right, let's check on these almonds really fast before we get too far ahead of ourselves. And you can see they're already starting to develop some beautiful golden brown here on the surface. But when I shake them, you'll see there are still some very light pieces. So that's why you gotta move them around, let them each have a chance to be closest to the heat source. And of course, scrape up any little lingering delicious cumin and nigella seeds hanging around. The combo of olive oil and maple syrup makes for an excellent glue. So really good. Max flavor, great color, delicious flavor. A few more minutes there. I'm gonna set the tarragon off to the side and do the same with my mint. I don't want them to overpower each other, so I'm kind of keeping my herbs to a minimum here. All right, set those to the side for when we're ready to go. Let's make the goat cheese medallions. Okay, they are really looking golden brown and lovely. And don't be afraid if when you pull these out of the oven, they look like they're still a little wet. They're gonna crisp up a ton as they cool. Give them one last toss, and then we're gonna let these hang out and cool while we finish up the rest of our salad. And all I will do here is get started with my breading setup for the goat cheese. February is how you remember what you're supposed to do. Flour, all-purpose flour, eggs, which I will crack next, breadcrumbs. I'm using a beautiful plain panko breadcrumb here. Let's crack 2 eggs into this bowl. And I'm also going to add a splash of water. And that's just to loosen the egg wash up ever so slightly. So it's not a thick egg coating, it's a really thin, light layer. It's basically just there to be glue to get the goat cheese to hold on to plenty of crispy panko breadcrumbs. Then we are going to season up our flour and our breadcrumbs with a bit of salt and just a touch of cracked black pepper. And set yourself up in order: flour, eggs, breadcrumbs. Go ahead and get some olive oil or avocado oil heating in a pan, just enough to shallow coat the entire surface of your pan. I'm not looking to deep fry these goat cheese medallions, but I do want enough that there's not gonna be any sticking. Okay, crack open your goat cheese log. We're gonna go ahead and slice this into, call it 1-inch thick rounds. And one little trick, if you find your instruments are sticking during the slicing process, is first of all, it has to be clean. But second of all, sometimes I will just dip my knife in a little bit of flour. And since we're gonna coat these in flour anyway, it's totally fine. And it just helps them glide and slide off much more easily. So once you have your portions made, I guess we're gonna kind of just press them down a little bit, make them a little bit flat. You can also just leave them this shape. There is no harm in that. But if you happen to own a tiny little heart cutter just like this, then you are going to dab it into your flour and press out lovely heart-shaped goat cheese medallions. Okay, just keep working your way through your lovely medallions. If you get any goat cheese stuck on the inside of your heart, do clean it off, because that will be what ruins future hearts. One idea that we're gonna try is to gather your scraps together and form a new medallion. From the pieces of your broken hearts, we're gonna form a new one. I'm gonna put them on this plate and tuck them back in the freezer for a sec, just to let everything harden up again so that we don't risk them kind of exploding in the hot oil. We want them to hold their shape and give these hearts a fighting chance. While the goat cheese chills for 1 second, let's finish the rest of our vinaigrette. So we're gonna get olive oil, about equal parts to the vinegars. So just watch the volume double. A teaspoon of Dijon mustard. The tiniest kiss of maple syrup. Let's add some cracked pepper. Shake. And having a vinaigrette like this on hand, make a big batch at the start of the week. You will use it for all kinds of salads throughout the week. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. Okay, we're almost ready to serve. So in with our tarragon and our mint. Shake all that goodness together and let it hang out on the side until you're ready to use. Let's fry. Every little heart takes a bath first in the flour. And the good plan is to have one hand for dry and one hand for wet so that you can keep yourself in order. And right into your panko breadcrumbs, into our lovely shimmering hot oil. You kind of want to just keep flipping them every 15-30 seconds or so, just to make sure that they are getting really lovely and evenly golden brown. One thing to note about frying in general is you do not want to overcrowd your pan because you can risk dropping the temperature of the hot oil and then things cook unevenly. Gorgeous and golden brown on both sides. Season everybody with a little bit of that flaky salt. And then we're ready to go. We're gonna assemble this salad. They're so cute. Realistically, this is a bit more of a composed salad, so everybody gets their own beautifully layered and luxurious, refined plate of butter lettuce. Love this lettuce because it is so just like smooth. Our nuts have cooled, and listen to how crunchy and gorgeous they are. A little scattering all around the plate of your wonderfully, slightly sweet, nice and savory, crisped almonds. Pick your choicest crispy fried heart and lay that right in the center. I mean, that is a specimen heart right there. Very quickly, slice radishes. And just, again, a few little artful placements of your thinly sliced radish. Just a little pop of crunch, a little note of red coming through. And now take your vinaigrette and lovingly spoon little spoonfuls all over the leaves. That beautiful tarragon and fresh mint, butter lettuce catching it in little puddles and pools, crisp red radishes, and best of all, melting, crunchy, warm, delicious goat cheese medallions. Just so we can see, crunching into these medallions, what it's gonna be like. It's gonna be good. Oh my God, it's so yum. Okay, let's taste this up. Oh my gosh, yes. We have made a lot of salads together. This just might be, after my grandmother's famous eggless Caesar salad, and maybe my mom's Thanksgiving kale salad, my favorite salad we have ever made together. The balance of flavors here is truly out of control. The crispness of those perfectly spiced nuts marrying together with the acidity of the vinaigrette and the creamy, rich meltiness of the goat cheese is blowing my mind. I am so happy that we got to do this together. It's a love plate. It's love on a plate. A love plate.